In Manordeifi church, near the banks of the river Davies, actually sometimes too near it, as it has flooded so often it was replaced with a newer church up the hill, is a monument to a man who met his end by being killed by a tiger, but not, I hasten to point out, in Wales. Captain Charles Colby was an officer in the 98th Regiment serving in India when he met his stripy nemesis. Local legend has it that when his body was returned to his family, they opened the coffin to find a dead tiger inside. Mystified, they telegraphed to India to inquire the meaning of this odd thing. They received the reply, "Tiger in box, Sahib in tiger." Not a true story, however. Firstly, the telegraph system didn't reach India until a few years after Captain Colby met his sudden end, and a reading of the memorial put up to him by his brother officers at Manordeifi also shows he survived the cruel attentions of the beast for at least a short time, though I'm sure one of them dispatched it in order to rescue him. The plaque under the military trophies reads, "Sacred to the memory of Captain Charles Colby, 98th Regiment of Finoni, Pembrokeshire, who died at Rawalpindi, India, on the 27th day of March, 1852, aged 32 years. He was seized and torn by a tiger which he had previously wounded, and survived the dreadful injuries that he sustained but a few hours. His name will be long remembered in his regiment and elsewhere for the friendly and amiable qualities by which he was distinguished, and his premature and painful end is deeply deplored by many, but by none more than his brother officers of the 98th, who, with the sanction of his sorrowing family, have erected this monument as a lasting memorial of their affectionate respect to the memory of one whom, when living, they all esteemed, and whom, dead, they all lament." As a soldier, Captain Colby probably was prepared to meet his end suddenly, although he probably didn't expect it to play out quite like it did. At Capel, Iwan Chapel Cemetery, we find the grave of John Davies, who met his sudden end whilst quietly sitting down to dinner with his family. I'm sure he certainly didn't anticipate this. A farmer and a respectable deacon at chapel, he would not have expected a bolt from heaven, but that's exactly what happened. He sat at the table with his wife Margaret and several young children in June 1905 to have his dinner, when a flash of lightning came down the chimney and struck him instantly dead. Thankfully the others were spared, but their shock must have been terrible, and I'm sure they were frightened of storms for the rest of their lives, and who could blame them? Thanks for joining me, and stay safe.